before we start this episode, I know we usually do like ads here or I joke and shit, but I want to be serious for a second. I just want to say thank you to everybody that showed up to our Black with No Cream live stream seminar on Friday. It couldn't have gone any better. Me and Dave came up with the idea with Andrew, and we started putting it together. And in a couple of days, we produced an entire show. We were able to bring the entire team, well, a majority of the team behind Justin Bieber's new music video series, to pick their brains on how the series came to be, explain their departments, kind of give some insight into the departments and what their jobs are, from the DP to the executive producer to production designer to the director. We were able to pull all of that intel in 4 hours. It was a consistent stream. We had over 380 people register, and they were tuned in. And it was unreal to watch the number in the corner just be like, bing, bing, bing. All these people are in there. And the Q&A experience was the coolest part. We had people calling in from Kenya. We had people calling in from Canada, like New Zealand and shit. Like, people are from all over the world really learning and coming together. And I think that proves the value of Black with No Cream right there. That's the whole point. That's why we started this from the beginning, was to bring people together, to build community, to allow you to have access to I don't even know a good word. What's like unparalleled, something? What am I trying to say? Fucking dope ass resources, yo. Like, I've been lucky enough to have access to some really dope resources, and I'm glad that, people see the value of being able to share those resources with my community, our community, this community that we started. Black with No Cream is ours, man. Like, this is a spot. So I just want to say thanks for everyone that showed up. If you missed it, it's all good. The replay is available. I think we have a link in the bio. You can go back, you can watch it. It's 4 hours long. If you were there, rewatch it. Sit down, take notes. I saw mad people were taking notes, pages and pages of notes throughout the entire time. It was like better than school, man. Like, I learned so much myself. So anyway, check that out. That's all. I had to just get it off my chest, man. It was cool, and I'm proud of us, and this was really cool, and I can't wait to do more of these live streams. So yeah, check out the replay, and let's get to this episode where I'll probably start off instantly with a joke. And welcome back to the Quarantine and Chill edition of the Black with No Cream podcast. New episode every single Wednesday and Sunday. I'm your host, Ben Haggerty, a.k.a. Ben Real Verse World. Today is Sunday. Now, if you're a longtime listener, you know that we drop really fire interviews every single Sunday, but this coronavirus quarantine shit is fucking everything up, man. So what we decided to do is come up with this new Quarantine and Chill thing where I call a couple of my friends in the industry and talk to them about some of the things that are going on in their lives, some of the projects that they're working on, and ways that they're adjusting to this new world order that we are all, I don't know if that's how you call it, world order? We're all mandated to stay home. Anyway, we will adapt and survive. And so today, I brought on some friends. You've heard them all on the podcast before, and if you haven't, definitely dig back and listen to those interviews. But first up is my boy Cal Scruby. Cal is a rapper, and he just finished headlining his first tour where he had to cancel most of the dates due to the coronavirus. We speak on his fears of an artist performing live, the value of switching up your workflow, and what he's been doing to kill time during the quarantine. Next up, we have Josh Olufemii Tutorials. We chat about his production jobs and canceling all the time, and how he's invested his new free time into pumping into more content for his YouTube channel. And lastly, we have director and producer Andrew Sandler. We talk about his new Blink-182 music videos, and he's directing that from his house during quarantine. Probably like, what the hell? How do you do that? Well, he'll tell you. He also talks about his theory on building genuine relationships with people that you want to collaborate with and how to do that. Each episode is about 20 minutes. Each episode is about 20 minutes long. So sit back, enjoy these conversations, and if you want to support Black with No Cream podcast, text the fucking link to this episode to someone that you know that will find it helpful. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm dead ass. If you really want to help us and support us, send the link to somebody. Text it to them. That helps spread the word. All right, that's pretty good. If this is your first time tuning to the podcast, you are probably wondering,
what the fuck is Black with No Cream?
Great question. Black with No Cream is the illest educational resource for content creators fueled by caffeine. Or at least I take my coffee black with no cream, but you can drink or not drink whatever caffeine you fuck with and still be a part of our community. We have thousands of members from all around the world working together by sharing content, asking for feedback, passing tips and tricks along to one another with the goal of pushing each other to become the best motherfucking content creators on earth. And you can join our private group if you want to by going to bwnc.com/join. We would love to fucking have you. Please join. Quarantine and Chill, Cal Scruby now on the show. What's up, dog?
What's it?
How you feeling? Do you feel healthy?
Yeah, I feel good. I felt shitty for a minute. I was worried. Like for a week, I had like my chest was all tight, and I kind of had a little fever, but I don't know. I'm good.
Fought through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in Ohio right now. I'm taking this off. It was a dumb joke.
Yeah, bad joke. I'm at my grandma's house, but she's dead. She's been dead for a while, so it's cool. It's okay. It's a positive thing. It's a positive thing. Like I look at it, she was 90 and had respiratory issues and heart issues. So it's like I'm so glad she's not alive right now because it'd be terrifying.
Yeah, I know. You're just like looking over your shoulder and
that's crazy. She was going to the ER like once a week. So it's like I'm glad that she didn't have to do that because that shit would be scary. And plus, she would have to go alone because like you can't, you know what I mean, at the hospital, like you can't go with them. So it's like she would be going back every time. She's 90 years old. Like, that
would have been a nightmare, bro.
It's a blessing.
That's too bad. So obviously the show's Quarantine and Chill, and I want to like talk about kind of the current state of all this shit. But you had your story is kind of interesting because you just now, and everyone knows. If you don't know, if you're new to the podcast, you know that Cal's been on the show twice. Did we do 2 episodes together?
Yeah, we've done 2.
2 full interviews. So you need to make sure you check that out if you want to hear his story. But you, as an independent artist, have never toured before outside of like one-off shows and like little, weekend runs or whatever, but you've never fully toured. And that's always been like a big anxiety thing for you. And I know that's because you're my best friend and I fucking get it. So I've heard from the backside of what the anxiety is for you as an artist and your fear of like performing more often than you did. Because you've always just been kind of like a studio rat and just make music for fans online. But for you going on tour, how did it feel? Because I know the result of it, having gone and conquered your fear, you know what I mean? How was that for you?
It was totally worth it, like more than worth it. But I remember like right before I left for tour, like the night before I left for tour, I was smoking with my roommate and I started to get like, I've never had like a panic attack before. Like I like to think I'm like really mentally tough because I like do dumb shit, like take cold showers and shit. So like I'm able to like do shit that with my mind, I'm like, no, you fucking got this. So I fucking started to like lock up like the night before tour. Like I started to tense up and kind of like felt like I was like literally like contracting, just my entire body was like curling. And I was like freaking out. And my roommate like talked me through it, like just kind of coached me through it. I mean, he didn't like, I was making myself breathe, but he was just like, he was kind of like, so the fuck what, man? And like, cause he's baked, he's like, so like, what, dude? And I'm like, I just feel like I'm having a panic attack. And he's like, yeah, but like, so what if you have a panic attack, right? And I was like, it was actually like really horrible advice, but it like kind of worked. He was like, what happens? He's like, what's the worst thing that could happen? I'm like, I might stop breathing. And he's like, yeah, but like, well, then what happens if you stop breathing? He's like, and I'm like, I die.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, then what? Then what happens? It's like, if everybody dies. And I was like, this is horrible advice, but I guess it kind of is working. Anyways.
So, but that's a panic, like an actual panic attack?
I think so. I've never experienced one, but like, that's what it felt like. So I like was just focusing on my breathing. And then I got a little bit of food and kind of came back to normal. I think I was just like really stressed and a little bit high and it was just like fucking me up.
But what were you stressed about? Like what for you, because ever since I met you, I was like, bro, you need to hit the road. I was like, that's where you're going to capitalize. You're going to make more fans. You're going to meet these people in real life. I'm like, you got to do it. And you've always been like, yeah, but like, that's like my least favorite part about all this shit. And I'm like, really?
Well, no, it's not that. Like, I like meeting people that care. Like that's
well, not that part, but like the performance part of it.
It's like, well, and also like I just haven't performed. Like I performed less than I'd done everything else. So like, just naturally, the older you get, the less you like to do shit that you aren't good at, right? So like, I just didn't perform enough to like feel like I was good at it, Because like if I performed a lot in my life, but like I've never been on tour, and so if I would have performed 100 more times than I had, then like I would feel way better about it because I've like done it a bunch, and I would feel like I have experience and like I've done it enough to be good at it. And so I was afraid of like not being good at it, I think. But also like for me, I don't like doing shit that I don't want to do. And so like for a tour, basically for a month plus, you have to like do shit no matter how you feel.
Right.
And I'm just always somebody who, if I don't feel like doing it, like I'm going to let you know that I don't want to do it, you know? So going and putting on a smile when I don't want to talk to a single soul is like, that's what's fucking terrifying for me. Like that shit is scary to just be like, man, that's going to be so emotionally and mentally draining to like just act happy if I'm not happy. But yeah, that was, I mean, what I didn't realize, I think, because I consider myself an introvert, I didn't realize that like I would end up getting so much energy from like being around my friends too.
Right.
Yeah,
so like you had like a van full of people that was with you, kind of helping your operation stay alive.
Yeah, I had 4 of my friends with me, so like it was just more like we had more fun than I thought we would. I thought it would be like all business, you know, and it ended up being like a little bit of business and more fun.
Like making real memories and shit.
Yeah. Like, but, you know, you've seen the videos.
Yeah, I've seen the video. That's what I was gonna say. Make sure to plug it because you have to watch the series. It's only 2 episodes out, right?
Yeah, it's only 2 because we got
right. Everyone go to his YouTube channel and check out these episodes because they're funny as fuck.
Yeah, we just wanted to clown and I think that helped though because like, man, it's just so like the idea people have stage fright or like public speaking phobias and stuff because they don't actually want all that attention. Everybody thinks they want like to be famous and shit. Like I had this argument with this girl in Denver the first night. It was like my friend's girlfriend, and she was like, "But don't you like when you walk around and like people know you?" And I'm like, "Well, it doesn't happen everywhere I go." And she was like, "Yeah, but like you just sold out Denver. Isn't that cool?" And I'm like, yeah, of course that's cool, but like Denver's different than like Ohio. I just went to the grocery store fucking an hour ago and this dude's like, "Hey, Cal Scruby, can I get a picture?" And I'm like, all right, like I'm looking like a bum. I'm looking like this and like I'm holding my breath. I don't want to touch anybody. I'm like sanitizing my hands and shit. And then somebody's like, "You want a picture?" So she's like, "Isn't that what you want? Like, don't you want doesn't that mean you're being successful?" And I'm like, I mean, in a way, but like that's a byproduct of me doing my job well. It's not like something that I want to happen. It's not like I want to go to fucking Kroger and have somebody be like, "Yo, I need a pic," you know? And like that's cool, and I'm happy that person likes my stuff and wants to say what's up. But like, I would rather be in the cut. You know?
I think it is a measure of success being the fact that your music is being heard by these people because they now know you and they can put a face to the name, which is very challenging to do for an artist, right? So it is a pat on the back. At the same time, obviously you've heard it, all these artists go through it on different levels of how this can be a challenge to like live your life through that shit. But I can understand that building up the anxiety as a package to know like, all right, I gotta go on these tours, I gotta do all this business shit. I got to act like I'm happy and stuff. I'm not looking forward to performing because I haven't done it enough. But then you hit me and you were like, yo, like it's different. Like the road is different. Like I love that. Right? Like you and ended up enjoying it.
I did. I mean, I don't know. It's just the vulnerable state is what I don't like about being noticed and shit. But when you're going to like when you do your shows and shit, it's not like a YouTube comment section. Right. You know what I mean? It's like a YouTube comment section if you filtered all the negative comments out. Because everybody that bought a ticket to come see you like loves you. And
right.
So like the energy with those people is awesome. I expected it to be more like internet energy, where it's like some people are like, I mean, and that's kind of a stupid assumption. Like, of course, if somebody's gonna pay money to come to your show, they're probably not sneak this and shit. Yeah. But I kind of just didn't expect it to be so positive, and that's I think what was like a positive surprise.
That's why like. Sorry, I'll keep going.
No, you're good. It was just that like people were fucking so nice and friendly and like so stoked to say what's up, and so it's just like uplifting more than anxious.
I feel like it's also going to be the energy of the shows, like the way your music's being received, like in your episodes, like your tour vlogs. You shine just like a quick micro dose moment of what the shows actually look like, and the rest of it's just you guys behind the scenes fucking around. And when you tease what the shows really look like, they look insane, especially when you see you repost someone's story or whatever on Instagram. You see people reacting, they're singing along, they're singing fucking like the the butt jokes and shit that you be putting in your lyrics and stuff, like the funny parts, like they know like all the lines, but it's cool to see you go to a city you've never been to like 60 people and have all these people in a room screaming at you, or go to whatever and see all the tickets start to sell out even more because people are getting excited. Like they're sharing it with their friends. And I could understand it too, because, you know, like someone brings someone that doesn't know who you are. They just want someone to come to the show. That person might not be a fan. So that could be someone you're going against. You got to convince them to like you now versus you just saying, oh, this room is, everyone already knows me and they understand it all. Like you still have to work to try to get there.
Yeah, you still have to perform.
And get them to enjoy your shit and put on a good show. Yeah. When it like escalated, did you were picking up steam and you started to enjoy it more, and then this quarantine shit started to happen, which is, I think we should talk about, because it cut your tour short, and it's your first tour. Like, I'm proud of you to go on the tour, and then immediately you just get fucked in the ass because you can't.
It's bro. So we got through the first show in Denver, and like Denver sold out. We sold a ton of merch. We sold like a quarter or a third of our merch. So I immediately hit my guy and I was like, yo, I need you to make more merch and ship it to Ohio. And so it's like, bang, 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 got it done. Cool. And then like a week later, we're like canceling shows. So we go from Denver to Phoenix to Dallas. They're all really good shows. And like, we're like selling a lot of shit and whatever. But then I start to realize that like by the time we got to Chicago, we had like almost 250 tickets sold in Chicago, which is like, the last time I was in Chicago a couple of years ago, I sold like 25 or 30 tickets. So it was like, so it was great, but also there were way less people than tickets sold. And I'm going through my messages and people are like, yo, I'm so sorry. I won't be able to make it. I'm too close to my grandma, or like my spouse is a nurse, or my spouse is immunocompromised, or what. Yeah, right. Term is not very smart, but I was like, oh shit, this is like really happening. So Boston, which is sold out, and it was at the end of the tour, they postponed, and then so we're like, oh shit, like this is gonna start to happen. New York, no surprise. Then Cincinnati pushed, and once we pushed those were like the big shows, like Cincinnati, Columbus and shit, Cleveland. Then we were like, oh, we're gonna have to postpone the whole.
And so you literally just in advance paid for all this merch that you thought you were going to offload on the rest of these shows, and now you're just sitting on a shit ton of merch in the hole. Damn, dude.
Yeah. Well, luckily, like, you know, I put like a little bit of it up for sale. I didn't want to sell it all because I still want to have that merch to sell at shows. Right. It has the dates on the back of the t-shirt. So like at first I was like, man, maybe I want to get this merch off because I don't want people to be like, oh, well, this is not the actual date. But I'm like, it's kind of commemorative though. It's like, no matter when the actual show was, it's like, it's commemorative of the time. It doesn't matter if it says like 3/27 and the actual date is 6/27. Right.
Like, no one cares. Yeah. I think it's interesting to go back like to on the side of like, I don't know, dealing with people knowing who you are. And for me as your friend, like obviously my whole goal is to be, I'm always like, oh, cool, check out Cal's new video. I want Cal's, you want you to get the shine, right? Like we're trying to get every eyeball possible on your music. And that's what everyone wants for you. That's what you want for your music. You want people to hear it and see the visuals and whatever. You put your hard work into it. And then like that time we went to fucking Saddle Ranch and we were there and like the random ass person pulled up and was like, yo, are you Cal, blah, blah, blah. Remember that shit? And I'm like, damn, out in LA. Like it's different. It's different in Ohio, obviously. That's your home turf. But to be in LA, to have videos online, to then go to a restaurant where someone recognizes you from that. And I even had it trickle down to me where I'm at the gym and this dude heard my voice on the phone and was like, after I got off the phone, he's like, yo, do you have a podcast? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I recognize your voice. I just listened to the Cal episode. I'm from Ohio. And Cal, I just listened to that. I just randomly found it and I heard your voice and it sounded familiar. I'm like, wow, that's fucking weird as shit. Like, you know what I mean? Just off my voice. But that's like the power of what your music can really do for people. Cause I think it allows you to have this platform and you can really, I don't know, now you see that I'm going to come to a city and these people that live there are going to roll out for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's real people. Like that's what tour kind of made me realize is that like all these people, Like, cause I've had, I've put up merch a couple of times in the last year, and like I have people tweet me and send me messages and comment and all this stuff, and that's great. But like then to meet people, and it's kind of cool too, because I'll meet somebody and I'll be like, oh, you're Chelsea, or like, oh, you're Tanner, or whatever, and they're like, oh shit, like cool, how'd you know? I'm like, oh, bro. It's like because you're a real person, and all I'm doing is putting the name and the face together. Right. It's like, I've seen you a million times. You just like that. Now you're a physical being instead of just like a internet username.
You know how you always you're very like the antisocial in that setting, like a recluse, and you try to like I don't know, you think a lot about shit. I don't know how to explain your brain.
I'm an overthinker.
Definitely an overthinker. I'm interested to know, like, obviously if this Corona bullshit clears out and you could start hitting the road more often, I think there's a high that you catch off of that. And being around people, and then the work of putting on a good show, it becomes something you want to, get better at and so forth. I'm interested to see, do you feel like that would play a part in your music, kind of the tone of the way you make music, if you start to find yourself being around shit tons of people and experiencing that more often? You know what I mean? Like, would your morale go up?
I think so. I think I was really, really depressed.
I would be too if I sat in a fucking dark ass room with fucking neon lights every day and just listen to myself.
Well, I don't even have neon lights. It's just fucking like I just turn on the white lights, like fluorescent lighting. It's like an insane asylum. But yeah, so it's depressing, and I'm just depressed all the time just because I'm a dark, pessimistic, cynical person. But I think it helps. Like I was kind of in a rut before I went on tour, and I think also going on tour just gave me something else to do other than make music all the time. Like it gave me an excuse to like not feel like I had to be creating, because I was like doing other stuff too. So like it kind of gave me a break where I wasn't so critical of myself for like not making a song one day, or not like writing something that I really liked or something. Because I was just like, I'm fucking doing my job,
I think that's interesting to think of like how that could shift the way you make music moving forward, because it's like you're taking yourself out of the studio, which is great, but it's still for work. You put yourself in that environment to go do something else, which is critical to the building the artistry of who you are or whatnot. And then when you do come back to studio time, there's a reason. I think that's obviously why these patterns are built for an artist to go hit the road for 5 months, and then they come back and they record the next album, and then 2 years later there's another album, and then they go on tour and they do it. You know what I mean? It's like a repeated cycle, but that way you're able to like reset. But I feel like it becomes hard to deal with when you're just sitting, like we're in this office all the time making the same shit, trying to build it out, and the times where we get to go do XYZ or go to Rolling Loud and make some content or do whatever, it's like, oh cool, we get to leave this space still for this space, and it switches it up where like resets your brain almost. You know what I mean? So
sometimes you don't want to leave either. It's like even the other day I left to go get Chipotle, and it was like the first time I left the house in like 7 or 8 days or whatever. And I like rolled down my window and shit. And bro, I was so fucking happy, but I didn't want to actually leave. I know that's a weird example, but I didn't actually want to leave the house. But as soon as I left the house and I was driving and I rolled down the windows and my
great.
Like, shitty 2001 Avalon or whatever the fuck is my grandfather's old car. It's just like, I was just happy. Like I was just happy to like have a change of scenery and shit. Right. And so, yeah, I think I need to do it like regularly, but I don't know, this coronavirus shit I think will change touring like almost forever. I don't think it's gonna like negatively impact it the whole time, but I think that like it'll change sanitation, so of course it's gonna change like group gatherings and shit forever. So we'll see how it affects, because it's affecting streams really negatively right now. Like, and I'm pretty sure it's because like I haven't been sitting around listening to music. The only time I listen to music is when I'm in the car, or if I go to the gym, and people aren't really driving as much. They're not going to the gym. They're not walking anywhere. So it's like, there's a lot, like all the streaming services are reporting less streams for like every artist. So
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fucking everybody up, man. It doesn't matter what your business is, unless your business is fucking, I don't know, healthcare.
You know who found an interesting way to get their streams up? Tory Lanez.
Oh yeah, I did see that shit.
His live stream is the fucking funniest shit I've ever seen.
But you know what? I bet his streams are level.
Yeah, I don't know if his streams are up, but he's probably up more than normal for everyone else, because he got every famous person tapping in on his live stream, and then he's doing twerk contests and shit. He had like 80,000 people in his stream.
I know.
I saw ASAP Ferg the other day had like 300.
I watched the Hit Boy Boy Wonder.
Oh yeah, what were they doing? They were battling?
Yeah, they're just playing fucking hits back and forth. Like, dude, I mean, those guys got such catalogs. It's like, it was really just them showing off and being like, hey, remember when I made this fucking smash?
So tight.
Like, dude, you know, I mean, Hit made so many Beyonce records. Like,
yeah, dude, he's got every record.
That's the cheat code, bro. He made Paris. So it's like, you could play that record 10 times. Like, you play that, I'm Sorry. No,
that
Beyonce record.
Yeah. Dude, I think that's what's interesting is people are finding new ways to like kind of deal with this but it's also like this shit could be, you know, we could get over this in a couple months and then we're back to normal, hopefully, is the goal, obviously. But in the meantime, people are coming up with some really creative ways of like distributing whatever it is that they do.
Yeah, but it's also like, you also got to be, in my opinion, you got to be careful because like I've seen a lot of people I've been consuming a lot of like TikTok shit and stuff. There's a lot of people making fucking coronavirus songs and stuff, which is like, I get it. You're trying to make content that's like relevant and whatever. But also like, you got to be careful at how you're using this situation for your own fucking benefit. Cause like, it's easy to come off like a super entitled, insensitive piece of shit.
Do you see the coronavirus? Do you see the challenges, bro? They're like licking toilets and
toilet seats and shit. It's like, it's kind of pathetic. And I will never, like, you don't have any empathy for other people. We get it because you are an upper middle class fucking artist who's with your parents right now, fucking, and you guys got plenty of money and food and you guys are fine,
right?
But like
fucking around,
so it's easy to like think the virus is not that important when you're like quarantined in your fucking 4,500 square foot house and you're fine,
right?
It's like, but those people, like, they don't realize that shit's insensitive. But that's just my
man,
my opinion. That like,
but I think too, like, think about if we were 18, you know what I mean?
That
if we were 18, I wouldn't have thought about it.
In my group chats, I've been talking with my friends in my group chats, and like, of course, those kids are fucking stupid. But like, when I was 21, I was fucking stupid too, man. So I know like,
for a fact,
if I were there, I'd probably be. If I were 21, I probably would have gone on spring break and shit too. And I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm saying I was that fucking stupid. Everybody who's 21 is that fucking stupid, man.
Right. All right. To wrap this up, 2 questions. One, if there's an artist listening to this that has, you know, the aspirations to be able to go on tour or be able to share their music enough to be able to hit the road or go touch demographics, what would one piece of advice be that you could give them?
Oh man, the best piece of advice, I just actually went over this. I have a song dropping, and then we have this perfect soundbite that I use for it, where it's like, people ask me for advice all the time, and there's no fucking good advice, dude. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and anybody who tries to give you advice, they're not you, and they don't know like how you feel about anything. So like, I'm pretty much done with people giving me advice, and I'm done like giving advice when it comes to like whatever the fuck I feel like doing or you feel like doing in music. If you want to go on tour, like, go on tour. If you try to recognize if it's fear. If you're afraid of something, then like, it's not.
Goddamn.
If you're nice.
Thanks a lot, whoever the fuck that was.
Blow me up. No, if you recognize it as fear, like if the reason you're not going on tour or the reason you're not releasing music or whatever is because like, and most people won't recognize it as fear. I know this is a scrambled thought, but most people will be like, oh, it's not perfect, or I'm not ready, or I need more songs, or I need more fans, or whatever. Those are excuses that are based on fear. Right. Like, if you don't have enough fans to go on tour, like, then your fear is that you will show up to a city and there'll be 5 people there and you don't want to perform to 5 people. And that's fear. Like, that's your fear of like that's your fear like of you hurting your own ego and shit like that. So my best advice is fucking just do whatever you feel like doing, you know, and like, be honest with yourself as much as you can. Like, if you recognize that you're not doing something because you're afraid of it, then like, you got to run directly at it.
Yeah, I love that. Fire. All right, cool. This is new. I haven't done this yet, but I thought this would be a good idea for your quarantine experience so far. Is there anything that you've been doing to kill your time that you could suggest to other people? Like, have you read any books, or are you watching anything?
Yeah, just jacking the fuck off.
Sorry, my mom listens to this podcast, bro.
No. I did say this, and I need to make sure I keep taking my own advice. But like, we talked about on the podcast how I like learned how to mix all my own shit and like record myself and stuff.
Yeah.
And the reason I did that was because I was in like a shitty situation as far as like finances and like business and shit. So as a result, like in retrospect, I'm looking at that shitty situation and I'm like able to say, if it wasn't for that shitty situation, I would have never learned how to do this. Right. So I just encourage people to do the same shit with this situation. It's like, because my first inclination was to go, oh, damn, if it weren't for this coronavirus shit, then I would be doing this awesome thing. But instead, I want to look at it 12 to 18 months from now. I want to look back at it and say, if it wasn't for the coronavirus situation, I never would have learned how to do this, or I never would have written these 30 songs, or, you know what I mean? Like, that you have to like look at it as an opportunity rather than like an obstacle.
Love that. So all right.
Just trying to every day, just trying to learn how to do something a little bit better. But,
Yo, thank you, bro. Is there I'll put links to all your socials and shit. Do you want to promote it? What song's coming out? This will come out tomorrow. Do you have a song coming out?
Next week, I'm going to drop the Coley with the Fro video. Yeah, JR.
When is it? Is there a date? Because JR, he was just talking to me about that.
I think we're going Monday. I told him it was going to be this week just so that he would like really bust it and make sure that it was ready. It worked.
Just put the pressure on him.
But I'm thinking Monday I'll drop it. I'm supposed to have a song drop Wednesday, but like DistroKid's a little delayed right now, I think, because there's a fucking pandemic. Right. So that I don't even know if that's going to actually like get delivered and be released on Wednesday.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Everyone just follow Cal on his Instagram and Twitter. Okay,
and YouTube, subscribe
and YouTube, and Spotify, and Apple, whatever this fuck it's called nowadays.
Yeah, TikTok
and shit. His TikToks are funny as fuck, I must add. But please follow him because the dude deserves it. But thank you, bro, for coming on here. This is mad last minute, so I just want to say your hair looks fire, and shout out to your grandma.
Thanks, man. The trick is just never, ever, ever, ever wash it.
Noted, man. Noted. Yo, I sent my barber. I was thinking about the other day. Lauren told me that her client sent her some money in advance, like for like 3 months of lashing, since she can't lash right now. And she's like, "Yo, times are tough here." And I was like, "Fuck, I didn't even think about my barber." So I just hit my barber, and he like called me because he was like, "Bro, I didn't even see that coming. Like, thank you so much." And I was like, "Fuck, bro, that's what needs to be promoted right now. Is people need to think of any service industry that they use."
Not just food. Not just food. Everybody in the food industry is out of job, and that sucks. So like every time you fucking pick up some food, make sure you tip. I'm throwing 50% on that thing every time.
Yeah, facts. That's crazy.
Make sure you do that.
All right, bro. Talk to you soon.
All right, bro. I'll see you.
Thank you for listening to that section with Cal. Cal's the shit. Make sure to follow Cal on all social platforms and support him on Spotify or Apple or wherever you prefer to listen to your music. This shit is great, and I think he's pretty fucking underrated. Next up, we have Josh, Olufemii Tutorials. You may have seen his videos on that platform called YouTube. If you're interested in the filmmaking space, this guy cranks out content that will help you grow as a creator, I promise you. Super valuable information right there. So make sure to check out Josh, and let's get into this episode right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him from the Olufemii tutorial channel. Josh, he's live with his mic, looking just like he does on his YouTube channels.
What's up, guys? What's up?
How you doing, dude?
Dude, good seeing you, man.
I know. Thanks for coming to the live stream last night. It was pretty dope.
Bro, that was fun. That was a highlight of my Black with No Cream experience.
Dude, like it was really crazy to watch. I know we tested that with you. We did that remember we did that on the Facebook group like that had to have been over a year or two, almost 2 years ago. Remember you got in there and did like a little live stream Q&A with people?
Yes. Or was that with I don't remember the Q&A, but I remember the live stream.
It was like a live stream and people could talk in the questions, whatever. It was basically like a Q&A, but
it was, similar. Yeah.
It was a weak version of it, but it was cool to test that out last night and bring people together, and especially like when they're quarantining. And that's the name of this segment, Quarantine and Chill. So I guess I want to know from your perspective, like, let people know about you, I guess, in the best way you could kind of tell them what you do as a creative.
Yeah, real simple. So I create educational content on YouTube. Whether it be post-production, editing theory stuff, interviews with veterans, anything in the realm of production, we talk about it, we discuss it. And then I do a bunch of freelance stuff, mostly in the music video realm. And I just started social media managing too.
Oh,
kind of trying that out.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
For who? For different, like for clients?
Well, when I say social media managing, it's a combination of, it's not just managing, it's creating social media content for other people, using my skills as a person in social media, making content.
Right.
As far as consulting the type of content they should be, I should be making for them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. So like with this coronavirus and everything that's going around, like I'm using this segment as kind of a way to tap in with people and hear how the current event is affecting you as a creative. And I want to know from your perspective, obviously coming up in YouTube and there's that space is cool because it's provided a lot of value for people who create for themselves and create daily or weekly or however you create on your channel. You're able to do that. And that's a lot of the times that's people's full-time living. So from a YouTuber's perspective, but on top of it, also having, just like me, we go out and we do client jobs. We make our money that way. And now you're doing this type of content and being able to deliver content. How has it affected you, being quarantined to your house and having to kind of step away from leaving? Because you do a lot of collaborations on your channel.
Yeah, I mean, it's affected me a lot. Like, as far as the YouTube thing, it's been pretty cool. We've been doing actually more collaborations now because we're just not Skyping in, but doing long distance interviews and stuff. But as far as my usual, like income flow, like freelance stuff, I've had tons of stuff canceled. I was going to be flying around all month this month, and it was all canceled.
Damn.
Luckily, the YouTube channel it is somewhat of an income source, in that we have the website selling our digital products and all that stuff that helps allow me to continue doing YouTube for free. But it's okay right now. But in the very near future, I'm like almost running out of projects. I know the last project I'm going to be working on, and I'm like, okay. We'll
as far as what? As far as like an idea, like a concept for a video? When you say projects, is that what you're talking about?
No, so I know in my head the last paid project that I'm actually going to be working on, other than the usual social media, apart from the YouTube stuff, which is kind of like you get indirect payments from that.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, because for people who don't know, with YouTube, it's like you have obviously your payment can come from ad revenue, right? And then on top of that, YouTube, which is usually YouTube's through ad revenue, which is like zero almost, and then hey man, we made like $30 last month on the Black with No Cream channel. I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, it's about $1 per 1,000 views. So
right, it's terrible.
You guys do the math. So like affiliate, I have a really good affiliate partnership in Envato Elements. You guys probably heard about it in my video. They're pretty good. And then the audience has been pretty good as far as supporting the channel, signing up. And then there's like digital products on the website too, but like all that's kind of here and there. I think my freelance work's still the core of my income.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. And it's definitely like a bummer now to see that we, are kind of stuck. We're not able to go out and shoot. Some people are still doing it, which I feel like is kind of, I understand, and we all need to get our money, but I feel like at this time, we just have to play the part and not leave your house and chill for a little while and try, you know what I mean? Because that's how we're going to stop this virus from spreading. And I don't want to get too technical into that shit, but I feel like it is starting to put pressure on people because payments are obvious, April 1st or whatever, April, is that what we're going to? Yeah. April 1st is right around the corner. Rent's due. People are going to have to figure it out.
Right.
And that's going to change the pressure on creatives to either break the rules and be part of the problem and go out and keep trying to work with clients and shoot projects and all that stuff, or they're gonna have to like come up with alternative ways to find new, interesting ways to pull revenue. You know what I mean? Like, have you thought of anything different outside of it, or do you feel like now is the time for you to really invest into your channel and like kind of up the content game so that hopefully people like your Elvado affiliates and websites like that can support you as a creative to get the word out about their products?
Yeah. So it's kind of fun. It's interesting. I kind of got it easy in that I'd been flying around most of last year, and January I came back just to live with my parents, and March hit, and like this whole all this virus stuff kept going on. I'm still here. So I don't really have to worry about rent.
So you don't have rent. That's
it's
amazing.
Been good.
Shout out to your family.
So like I'm kind of like almost thinking, okay, so I'm gonna just chill here. I'm gonna get stable. I'm gonna focus on YouTube,
right?
And because I'm here, my expenses are a lot less than normal, so I can kind of really hunker into free YouTube content. But as far as my advice to people that are, I get it. I mean, most of you guys have crazy expenses. One thing that I'd suggest is start getting clientele that are in the social media field, as far as because people are on their phones. Like, the demand is massive right now for Instagram content, YouTube content, and a lot of these people, a lot of these huge, social media people, like millions of followers, they already have these really cool systems and structures in place to get income.
Right.
And so us as content creators, we can kind of tap into that income flow and be like, hey, we can create your content. And they're a little bit more stable than I think, musicians that want music videos, or like, whose tours are getting canceled. They don't have any money.
Dude, I just saw a really cool thing Dave sent me last night. I feel bad I don't know who the production was that put it on. Maybe I can pull it up real quick. But it was essentially a live concert. Insomniac? Is that who did it? It was like this live stream last night that it was like DJs perform. Oh, wow. It's still going right now. They're just live nonstop, and they have artists performing continuously to no one, but they have like a 3-man crew, which I don't know if that's kind of,
I saw it last night. I saw it on Facebook when Black with No Cream like joined it or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wait, you could see when I joined things? I didn't know.
Somehow it said Black with No Cream was hosting a listening or watching party, and then it went to that thing. So wow. I don't know if it was hosted by Black with No or whatever.
I don't know. I just went to it when I was on YouTube, and it's Insomniac, but they did like, they bring a DJ in. Dave was telling me in between DJ sets, right, that they're like sanitizing all the turntables and the desk and stuff. So they're like sanitizing the whole room, and then a DJ will come in and they're performing, and they have light shows, and they have someone on a Ronin, and they're getting all the shots, and they have like another 2 cameras set up, and they're trying to put on together like these productions. But there was like 30,000 people in there. And I feel like that kind of could be
30,000 people, like a virtually
venue? Watching the show from home.
Wow.
The comments were going nuts, and I don't know if people were just like taking Molly and stuff and just like, at their house, like as if they're there.
Dude, what do you think about this? So like I'm seeing it a little bit or a lot less now, but dude, I'm even like a week ago, like you still have people that are like doing stuff. I've been at home for weeks, like probably a whole month, right?
Right.
I literally haven't gone out, maybe a little grocery shopping or whatever, but I have these friends that are still doing stuff. I'm talking, of course, the people apart from the people that are essential workers, grocery store workers, medical people. I'm talking about people as having fun, doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. And I'm like, dang, like think about, in the social media age, everything's recorded. If these people want to run for mayor in like 10 years, 5 years,
it's over with.
This is gonna be bad blowback.
I know. We went, me and Lauren, I think it was Friday or Saturday. I don't know what day it was. I was like, we've been in the house. Let's hop in the car and just head down to the beach and find somewhere in the sand that we could just go eat lunch. Like, let's just go eat lunch. So we went down there, and the beach is like the sand part. Like when we were sitting on the sand, there wasn't anyone within like a 50, 70 yard radius of us. You know what I mean? Like there was barely anyone there. We went down, sat down, just ate our food. But the problem was when I parked and was walking to get there, the entire boardwalk is packed. People are running, they're riding their rollerblades, they're on their bikes, they're cruising around, walking in groups. Kids are, the strollers, the moms are walking their kids around and shit. Animals are, and I'm like, dude, this part of it looks like a normal weekend, but everything else, like getting to the sand, you have to go through that part, and that's the problem. Like as soon as I got on the sidewalk, we had to walk on the sidewalk to get to the part we were going to. And I was like, I feel I'm being part of the problem right now. I don't like this. Like we got to the sand as soon as we could, eat, walk a little bit, and then went to the car. And then, you know, a day after that, they're like, it's over with for the beaches. But yeah, it's weird to see people be a part of the problem. And like that example right there, Insomniac shooting the show, are they taking the proper precautions? It's no different than Dave and I had been with each other since the quarantine started. So right now it's been Dave and Lauren are the only people I see besides when I go to the grocery store to get food. So
yeah, you like keeping track of that stuff now, right? Like,
yeah, it's just us. So I don't know if that's the same. Yeah, but I don't know if that's the same situation for the Insomniac people. Maybe that was the situation, but now you're talking about they're filming, which is cool because they're putting something out for the internet and they found a way to like bring people together, but it requires manpower. So they need several people to produce a show and make sure the live stream's happening in real time. But now you're talking about bringing some DJ in who's been around their homies or whatever. And I know my friends hang out with rappers and shit. I know those people are up in the hills hanging out and having like barbecues and stuff. And I know about it. So I know that there's people that are part of the problem and they come together. And even though you're doing the hand sanitizer, it still creates a problem. So it's like very difficult to find alternative ways to like, you know, produce content without human interaction. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to find ways, but that's still technically part of the problem, in my opinion.
It's true. It's true.
But I do like it that how you talk about like there's so many brands and we talk about it too. Like you might be a wedding photographer, right? And the shit hits the fan and there's no weddings, obviously. No
one's getting married.
No one's getting married. People are pissed. But there is the fact that you know how to pick up a camera and you can shoot, right? So why not turn into finding brands or local restaurants that I say that all the time. Like I'm gonna beat it down in every episode, but dude, there's so many local restaurants around here that are trying to tell people that they're working still. Like, hey, we can do carry out, we can deliver, whatever. And they just don't have the ad money like McDonald's does or Wendy's or whoever's taking over Postmates and stuff. So it's like, yo, create content for them.
I want to tell you an idea, my bro, Koshik. You're going to see him on my channel either today or tomorrow, and he's going to say the same idea, but I'm going to give you like the rundown that I think is amazing. Great masterclass. I'm taking it right now. It's awesome as far as marketing and
wait, who's
as a videographer or whatever.
What's his name?
Koshik.
And Koshik has a masterclass.
He has a masterclass. Direct people come to my channel, or we'll post them on Black Milk Cream. It's been helping me a ton as far as not just being a creator, but a creative marketer. But anyway, I could talk forever about that. But one thing that we've been talking a lot is he was like, hey, this is a cool idea. How about you go to you go to your local restaurant, like you're saying, and you first you're like, hey, you call them, hey, could I have 15 minutes of your time? And I have something that might help you because I know your business is probably slow right now, right?
Yeah.
They're forcing me to say, oh yeah, for sure. I'll give you 15 minutes. It's not going to do anything anyway. So you go to you set up a meeting inside the restaurant and you tape it. You like set up a camera and you start asking them, hey, what are some precautions you're doing as far as making sure that this food making process is clean? Oh, well, you know, we're making everyone do hand sanitizer, everyone's wearing gloves, people face masks, we're doing this and this and this. Okay, and how are you getting food to your customers in a safe way? Because, of course, your dining rooms can't be open. Oh, yeah, so what we're doing is we have this really cool delivery system. We have people, you know, we're on bikes or whatever. People can pick up at the door, you know, doing this. You tape it, and then you edit that, and then you deliver, hey, this is a commercial. This is basically a commercial that I've edited telling about your new workflow system as far as food delivery. I'm going to show you how to create a content funnel to put this on Google Ads or whatever, Facebook, get the word out there. And basically what you're going to do is this is how he puts it, you're going to basically save their business and they're going to always remember you for that. So you're going to get that one video project out of it and then probably tons more once this thing passes.
I love that. That's so
the way he breaks it down is so much better. Like,
you're like, you got to hear his delivery. Yeah, we'll put a link to it.
Just like it was like a cool idea. Like, there's a lot of creative ways we can be making content and being paid in this era.
No, that's true. Know? Yeah, I was saying the same thing.
No matter how
like,
small or big you are.
Even if you can't go to that restaurant because, you know what I mean, like you don't want to be creating the interaction, it could be as simple as, yo, here's the questions I want you to answer, and I just need you to film it on your phone of you telling me that, and then send me photos that you have of your food. You know what I mean? Let me take all that content and make your own commercial for you. You don't even have to, like, at this point, you could literally, if you can get someone that's compliant, and I hope that the restaurant owners are willing to listen to the creatives, because right now the creatives are the ones with the power to make the content that is going to go a long way. But I could tell you, if you've never held your phone and done some sort of push or pull, like, you know what I mean, to try to create some sort of cinematic shot, put that thing, hold it like this, you know what I mean, and start pushing forward and show me a wide angle of your restaurant. Show me a wide angle of your kitchen. Show me the one person in there with the mask on, with the gloves on, preparing the food. Show me this, and just literally be like, I just need one shot. It could even be stagnant. You don't even have to have movement. Just show me this footage of this happening. Record yourself.
I'm going to want soft lighting. I want you to put a Kleenex over the light and put a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a passport. But it's like having them get that content and then send it to you, and you can remote create. Also, I love how you talked about creating the marketing funnels for people, because they just don't understand how to do that. And it's not going to take, if you don't know how to do it as a creative, it's not going to take that long to learn basic marketing and how to upload and how to do paid promo and stuff like that. I love that. What's yeah. Okay. Will you send me the link to the masterclass so I can just loop the person in on the? We'll put the link in.
I will send you all that info. Yeah.
All right. We'll put that link in the description. That's really good. I think that's how people should be thinking, man. Like, if you're in a tight position, and I also want to look for. We started a resource page on Black Window Cream for people to share, like, any grants that they hear about that are for creatives. And I know that there's a couple. We posted one on Black Window Cream the other day. They had, like, I think $50K that they were donating to creatives, and they had an application form.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're giving out it by like $100 at a time or whatever, but hey, that helps, you know. It
does help, man. Shoot. So with your content, I know, like, you hit me up the other day, and I'm going to record some stuff for your channel too. And are you thinking of new segments then, like we are with this podcast? We had to come up with a new segment because we can't do in real life interviews. So tell us more about that.
By the way, that clothing brand is genius. I'm definitely picking up some of those.
That's
I was
hilarious.
looking at on Instagram. I was like, dude, that is
the quarantine
genius idea.
I know. I love this hoodie, and I got the other one that's on the back, the COVID-19. Thank you, bro.
But as far as content,
made me come up with this segment.
Yeah, like I've been, ever since I've kind of had a little bit of break from real work, and I've just had all this time for YouTube. I've been getting so many dope ideas.
I believe
where this is one I was talking to you about. Story time. So, like, story times have been, segments on YouTube for a while, but it's been a thing they've done on YouTube for a while. But I'm like, like, they haven't really had like story times of like people in the industry, kind of, cool people you may have heard about, that just tell dope, crazy experiences that they've had on set or in production. Right. What if I just did like a whole string of those for like a week or two? And so I've been like hitting people up, and everyone's like said yes, like including yourself, which is dope. Yeah. And it's like people that I've really admired and people that I know would have cool stories that just from experience and the length of time they've served. My last one was Clarence Peters, incredible Nigerian director. He gave me 3 stories that were crazy. Like, if you guys haven't seen the video, if you go to my YouTube channel, go to my Instagram, he like spells it all out. It's filmmaking in Nigeria. The most amazing and crazy experience you can have at times.
That's sick. So what are you doing with the content? Are you adding B-roll to it, or are you just taking whatever they film and just letting that kind of be it?
Yeah, no. So I thought I was doing that. I was like, hey, I'm just going to make this simple. I want this to be easy to edit. I just want to be pumping it out.
Right.
But what I've done is I've completely redone that. I'm like, people send me the raw footage, and I'm like, no, I want this content to be like
fire,
evergreen, or like repeat, like rewatchable. Like, I want it to be nice content,
Yeah.
And so I've like spruced up all the editing stuff, and so when I get yours, I'll make sure it looks like dope.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch. I haven't had a chance to check it out. We've been so swamped trying to prepare this stream, but I'm going to record those soon and send it over. You guys need to, if you're listening to this and you haven't subscribed to Josh's channel, please do. This man will give you some really in-depth content. And I feel like you're so good at like the research and preparation that you put behind the videos, especially the videos where you're shooting and you're asking, you know what I mean?
Put a lot of work.
You put a ton of work into this.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, like everyone check it out. Give it a chance.
It's really good content. I feel like you add so much flavor to it. And anytime anyone's ever asked us like channels that they should watch because they're trying to get into filmmaking and so on and so forth. It's always you, Odisho. Those are like the two go-tos that I always send people links to. You guys crush that space, and you guys offer so much insight on this stuff. So yay for you, man.
Yeah.
What do you got planned for today?
Today, I'm going to finish I got to finish 2 music videos that I haven't finished. Shot them 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then I got to finish my next YouTube video.
Dope. Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So do you have a schedule right now? I know I'm wrapping this up, but do you have a schedule for posting, or are you just kind of doing that as you come up with them?
Oh, okay. So I used to be once a week, once every 2 weeks. Now it's literally as soon as it's done, I just post. So I'm trying to post. I was posting every day for 9 days. Now it's every 2 days.
Wow.
But it's
has your audience responded to it? Like, are they getting used to seeing all the influx of the way you're putting content out, or are they requesting schedules? I'm always interested on that. Like, some people do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 p.m. You know what I mean? We do our podcast every Wednesday, Sunday. Like, I don't know if it helps.
I'm still learning that too. There's been some videos that I definitely would have gotten more views, specifically the type of content I was putting out. And I'm like, if I had had a more concrete schedule, would it have done better?
Right.
So I don't know. I always hear the more consistent you are with the schedule, the better your engagement is. So.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you doing this with us, hopping on the Quarantine and Chill segment of the Black with No Cream podcast.
I appreciate you, man. This is fun.
I'll put links to, obviously, Josh's channel and his Instagram in the bio. Send me the masterclass. I'll add that one too. And anything else we want people to know about you?
That's it, guys. That's it. Thanks so much.
Make sure to watch our episode we did. The interview I did with Josh was like a year ago, probably, right? Damn, that was a long time ago.
There's 2 of them, but yeah.
Oh, we did 2. Damn, yeah. We've got a lot of content. Me and Josh got a lot of content together.
Before, yeah.
Make sure to search for Black with No Cream, Olufemii, and you're gonna find them right away.
It's on the internet.
All right, bro. Thank you so much, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's it for Josh's episode. Make sure to follow Josh on YouTube, subscribe to his channel, turn on that little bell thing so you get notified whenever he drops a video. He's pumping them out right now, so make sure you absorb if you're in the business of learning and education. Next, we have, actually, before I plug that, let's just plug this fire-ass hoodie I'm wearing. Quarantine and Chill. WeHateCovid19.com is the website. They sent me this shit, and I think it's funny as hell, and it's actually fire fit. They sent one to Chris Brown, I guess, too. Next, we have Andrew Sandler. Andrew Sandler is known for all of his high-end production music videos and documentaries that he makes. I've worked with him several times because he's the reason why I'm here today. So I'm happy to bring him on, and I highly suggest you pay attention to this episode, or whatever you want to call it, section of the podcast, because it's fucking fire, flame. All right, let's get into Andrew's episode right now.
I'm back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Sandler. Andrew, thanks for joining the Quarantine and Chill segment of the Black with No Cream podcast. How are you feeling today?
Feeling good. On day 16 of quarantine. I've been taking it pretty seriously. I've been locked down in my house, keep myself busy.
Andrew was the first person to actually do it. I remember when people were like, oh, there's this thing, the coronavirus or whatever, and it's getting out of control. And Andrew's like, I'm not leaving my house. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, come on over. I can't remember what we tried to do, invite you to dinner or something. And you were like, nope, not coming. No one's coming in my house or leaving my house. And I'm like, what the
Yeah.
But you're the winner for this one, because that's now what we're all supposed to do.
Yeah. Wow. It looks like I really can see in the future.
You're gonna be the first person to get it. I swear to God. somehow
Damn,
this shit's gonna be on your Amazon package or in your food from Ralph's or wherever you shop. Nah, I hope you don't get it, dog. I want to use this time to talk about kind of like what I like to hear how everyone's been affected. I think the obvious is, especially when it comes to the creative industry, it's like we're freelance creators. We rely on production to make money as well as other things. So for you, how's it affected you work-wise? Obviously, you're a director, producer, you're always kind of on the go, and you just got done with that Justin Bieber series, which, by the way, we had an amazing live stream yesterday. If you guys missed it, that sucks. But
yeah, it's interesting just to see how it's affecting everyone differently. I was very fortunate that I had a very good January, financially and everything else. I was shooting almost every day that month. So when this thing hit, it was very weird to be going nonstop for a month and then just have it stop out of nowhere.
Right.
But because like I was doing well financially the first start of the year, I feel like it hit me a little differently than, some people, I guess, who maybe had a slower start to the year. But I feel like it's important for me. Like I've been personally like through so much adversity in my life, and just being a producer and problem solving day in and day out. For me, I was able to quickly reframe the situation. Like you said, like I did take it seriously at first because my gut said that it wasn't going to be something serious.
Right.
And if it wasn't, then no harm, no foul. You know, it's a week that I got to spend, you know, watching masterclass, reading books, writing scripts, which is, you know, what I've been doing. So if it wasn't that serious, then, you know, okay, I just spent a week doing other shit that I usually want to do but don't have time for.
Right.
But it ended up being something more serious. And like I said, I'm on day 16 now. But I think it's all about, for me, just reframing the situation, and that's how I've been getting through each day.
Yeah. And also it's crazy if you really look at January, because in January you guys cranked out 16 Justin Bieber music videos, which was all over LA and the mountains and random shit like that. And then you also flew to where? South Africa?
Yeah. Well, first Atlanta for Rick Ross. And then I went to South Africa after we wrapped Justin Bieber, which is why I even have these masks, because I was flying so much in January that I got one of these. So
just because he was like trying to avoid getting sick in general, just from anyone that might have a general sickness. Isn't that crazy that you were doing that? Like literally you were posting photos. Crazy. Where did we go? We went somewhere, didn't we? Didn't we fly somewhere? And I have a photo of you.
Oh, and we also went to Miami. That's right.
Oh yeah, we went to Miami. Damn.
Went to Miami for Super Bowl. So I was really flying all over the place. And so I got that mask just because everybody was getting the normal flu. And yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's nuts. But like we really did have a jam-packed January. So I've been able to really flip the script on my current situation. And I found a project, you know, to work on with Blink during this time. That's been taking a lot of my time. But also I'm just doing the shit that I normally want to do and say I'm going to do all year long and just never get around to do, like actually listen to podcasts,
right? Actually
reading books, actually reading scripts, and that kind of stuff. I know it's not that easy for everyone else, but that's just been my personal strategy.
Right. Yeah, I know. I've been in the same boat where I have like two long, like they're going to take a while for me to get them done, but two big editing projects. So I've been like cranking those out. Obviously we have the Black with No Cream podcast and stuff, but it has been cool to like, even finance wise, I wanted to really dig in on some certain angles to it. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm a little bit more free for some reason in the evening now to try to touch that a little bit more and clean up my shit and be way more organized. And like that stuff's like been helpful, but I understand like a lot of people out there can't, you know, that's not like,
and I know it's super tough. It's super tough with people, you know, knowing that people are out there who are sick, and they're, you know, people who are out there on the front lines, like doctors and nurses putting themselves out there. And it sounds stupid to say like all we have to do is stay home, but in reality, like by us staying home, the people who aren't on the front lines, we're actually helping those people.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because we're helping flatten that curve. And I think that, you know, this is the time for a lot of creatives to really dig in and just really look within. Like some of the best art came from the Great Depression. I was reading a whole article about this. Like some of the best painters and paintings and poems and books all came from the Great Depression because they had nothing else to do except look inwards and put that on paper. And I feel like if you're able to compartmentalize and really focus right now and really as a creative use this time to put whatever you're feeling into your work, you can either put that work out there to help other people, or if you don't want to put yourself out there in a time like this, you're not ready for it, then do the opposite. Use the time to just get off social media, get off all the shit that you're normally on, and just feed your brain.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the two options right now.
No, I love that. Studying for sure. Like if you were in a place where you were trying to grow, I mean, this is the time to take advantage of it. Honestly, and I feel like the output of content, like our example yesterday doing the live stream, we sat there and talked for 4 hours, giving back and talking about production, talking about music video production. And all, and if, by the way, if you're listening to this, you haven't checked it out, watch the replay because you just need to check that out. I'm sure we have a link somewhere, but that's a great time to take advantage of stuff. I know you told me that you've been like you subscribe to Masterclass and you've been like cranking through all kinds of Masterclass. I don't know what you call it, an episode or like series or something.
Courses? Yeah, it's like a series. Courses, yeah, course.
We're new, you know, us old guys. We don't know what the fuck you guys call it. But you've been cranking through these courses. I went to
film school and then I'm on Masterclass. I'm like, this is way better than the film school I went to, and it's only $150.
Fuck.
And your podcast is free. So
yeah, no shit. God damn it. But yeah, I think it is like there's this high output of content because no one knows what to do right now. So a lot of people are turning to like, oh, cool, I could teach. A lot of people are like, I want to scavenge the internet, and is that the right word? Scavenge, hunt the internet for new types of content that are out there. Or any literature or anything that you could dive into and learn. All right, going back to the Blink. So Blink 182 is who he was talking about earlier. You have a good ongoing relationship with them. You guys have done what, you did one music video for Blink 182.
Yeah.
You did Travis Barker and Youngblood.
And then And then Travis and Lil Wayne.
And Rick
but
Ross.
yeah, but overall they're just good dudes, and from those experiences they just became like friends, and we text here and there. And when this whole thing first started to happen, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was listening to music on my computer, and there was a song that I wrote a video concept for maybe 6 months ago when the album first came out, and we ended up shifting gears and we did a video for another track on the album called The Dark Side. But I loved this song. It was called Happy Days, and it's really stuck with me. And when the song played 3 weeks ago, I was just sitting there listening to it and listening to the lyrics. I'm like, damn, this is so relevant to what we're all experiencing right now. The lyrics were just, it felt like they were written in that moment, talking about how we may feel isolated, but it's important to get out of our own heads and, think of the happy days and put on a smile and make it work for yourself. Right. And there were just all topics that just hit home for me. So I hit Travis up immediately. I'm like, dude, people need content right now. They need interaction. They want engagement. Let's shoot a video real quick for the song Happy Days. And it was right at the beginning of all this stuff. There wasn't a stay-at-home thing in place yet, but a lot of people were doing it voluntarily, like myself. And he was like, man, I want to do something, but I just don't really want to leave my house. Let's talk to Mark about it. So we talked about it, and we ended up coming up with this idea of doing something where there's a fan component to it, where the fans can, because at this point, just like you said, people are on the internet right now. You go on Instagram, you go on TikTok, people are home and they're putting content out there, and they're using all the social media platforms as a creative outlet, really, as a way to express themselves. Like, it sounds stupid because TikTok, when it was built, like, you wouldn't really think of it so much for like a way for even adults to put creativity out there, but you're seeing adults on it now. You're seeing everybody using these things to connect with each other because we're inside. Right. So we came up with this concept that we pitched to the label, and everybody was down. And we just went for it. And we just launched the campaign today. Cause
it's crazy. You literally called me like 4 days ago or something, and you were like, yeah, I wanted, or maybe this was like a week ago, but you were like, I had an idea and I wanted to go to, there was like a lot, and you wanted to shut the lot down and then get everyone. What was the idea? It was like to have them on site. So yeah, originally I found this back lot that was shut down for the time being, and I told the guys we could shoot a video there, like on a front lawn, and it would be completely safe. It would be like a 5-person crew and this and that, and they were just really on the fence because we didn't know, like, it was changing every day, the situation with COVID. So they were just really on the fence about doing that. So that's why I went the other direction. But I think it just goes to show that that brand strategy is more about thinking about what people are going to want, what they want in the future, not what they currently want. Right. So we kind of had to think ahead of like, what are people going to want to watch a week from now when this campaign is ready to launch? And we just really felt like the fan interaction component was going to be more important than just a music video of them playing on, another music video. Well, and that shit's bad relevant. Like the fact that you're getting people in real time to do shit. Like, so today you guys kicked it off at noon. And basically said like anyone can submit like snippets of them singing along to the song or doing anything that could be part of the video, and upload it to that form or whatever. And you said you had like 200 or some submissions like right out the gate. Yeah, we got like over 1,000 submissions just in the first hour. Damn. But it's like people are already putting that content out, and now we're just kind of funneling it into a way that could be work for the soundtrack. So or the music track, sorry. So some people are singing the song, some people are dancing the song, and some people are just doing the stuff they're already posting, like dancing in their living rooms, building forts, just like the dumb shit that we're all doing right now, just to stay happy and get through the day. And I think the cool building forts. I mean, really, they are like on the internet. This is the craziest. I saw a video this morning of this kid who like threw a ping pong ball down 3 flights of stairs and sunk it in the cup. And it was just like, he was just going nuts. And it's like, fun. That's what people are doing right now. But, I think it's gonna be really cool when the final video gets put together and we see all these people, and the guys are going to play the song from their houses, and we're going to intercut it with everybody else. And I think it's going to be just really awesome, and just another way to show everyone that we're all in this shit together. Like we're all fucking quarantining. We're all, in this at the same time. And so is the band. So it's, it's cool, like unity thing as well as giving some, people something to do. I think it's cool too on Blink's part to show their ability to follow the rules as well and set an example, because like they could, like even when we were talking about, like, bro, what if we just take them out to the desert and it's just like you and them and that's it? Like there's no risk there because we've narrowed it down to 2 people. At the time, I think they were like no one in smaller groups of 50. So we're like, so what? That still covers it. And but even then they were like, nah, let's not. I don't want to bring this back to my kids or whatever the reason is. So for them to set an example, because you still see people doing it right now, where I know people are like hanging out in groups and all these different rappers and shit. I see them on Instagram and they're just like with their boys, and I'm like, fuck, this is the problem. Like this is gonna be the problem, and no one's gonna do it until they like really throw the hammer down and tell us we're all gonna get fined or fucking some shit like that. But I think it's cool that they'll, you know, it's showing their example of like we're gonna stay at home too and participate, and like everyone should kind of do this. My homie Neil submitted one too.
That was really important to them. So yeah. I mean, that was like really important for them was to promote the stay at home thing. And like we knew how important that was. Like you said, for me, it was serious at the beginning, and it was for them as well, but other people, it wasn't as serious. And we just kind of felt that it was going to get more serious. And the biggest thing for them was to promote stay at home, because they all have kids too. And like, they're taking it super serious. So they just want people to know that, you know, it's cool to stay at home.
Right. No, that's good.
You know, it's cool to listen right now.
I texted my friend Neil this morning when he told me that was coming out, and I was like, he's like the biggest Blink fan or whatever. And I was like, dog, I'm going to get you in this music video. You need to send me a video now. And he's like, oh, I already saw Andrew. I'm already come up with an idea. And I sent it to you. He's like, disinfecting all his Blink-182 records.
Yeah.
And he's just funny. Like singing the song.
So funny.
So when's that video supposed to, when are you guys going to try to put it out? Or are you just kind of getting the content right now?
We're getting the content right now, and we haven't announced a date yet, but it'll be pretty soon. It'll be within the next week or 2.
God damn. That's going to be tight.
Yeah. And we also partner with Morgan Freed at Emo Night LA. Or just Emo Night. And they've been really helpful in getting the message out, and they're gonna be part of the whole process from start to finish.
What do you mean? Like they're like, how are they, just you mean on social and shit, like trying to get people that would be a Blink fan to follow them? Exactly,
just on socials. But Morgan, he also has a marketing company called Ride or Cry, so they've been helping with a lot of the promotional material as well.
Oh, that's dope. How would you say is like when working with an artist of that size, like we can just keep talking about Blink Blink and Travis, because you've built first your relationship started with Travis over the Youngblood video, which was Youngblood, Travis,
MGK and Travis,
and MGK, and that shit blew up. That song was huge, right? Like, I don't know, millions and millions of views on your video, and then you've developed this relationship where you guys are always kind of vibing off each other, and then you did that Rick Ross video. What's the experience working with someone like Travis? Like from you as a director and someone like Travis as an artist, but also I would say a huge visionary and what he likes as, you know, his brand and shit. How's it been working with someone like him?
Yeah. I mean, he's awesome. Like, he's just so easy to get along with. Like, he's been around, dude. He's been a superstar forever.
Forever.
He's been a superstar. Let me take that back. I gotta
hold on.
Damn, it's getting worse too.
Yeah, what happened to you?
I'm not sick, I promise.
Oh God! See, I told you guys he's the first one to go. He's the first one to go. Oh no, that's not the right one. Fuck, I don't know my button. Sorry. All right, say it again. Sorry, what were we saying?
So I've been working with someone like Travis. Travis. I mean, Travis is a superstar. He's been doing this forever. So, I mean, he's just such a cool dude to work with. And I think the most important thing that you can do when working with an artist of that size is just to listen. You know, like a lot of times artists, we want to project our vision. I think that's important, but sometimes you just have to sit back and listen to what they want and really think about why they want what they want.
Right.
Because they know their brand the best.
Yeah. You usually are able to like, you're a sponge. Like in those meetings, whenever we go sit down with someone, it's like, I learned that early from you too, because it's like being able to be in a position where you can kind of sit back, hear someone talk, even if it's not even like they're giving you a direction. It's more so like you might just pull up and there's the conversation happening, but that conversation is low key them telling you through just conversation, chatting about what they're up to right now, et cetera, what they believe in, what they like right now. That's them kind of describing the overall arc of what they want projected in whatever content you're going to work together. And sometimes they don't understand that they're selling you on.
And sometimes if you just let them talk, they'll just stumble into conversation that you might not have gotten just by leading the conversation. Right. So sometimes with people without level, and also like letting them know that you're listening, like making eye contact. And I'm so bad at this because I'm the first person to always be on my phone, and you know this. Yeah. And I have to remind myself sometimes when I'm meeting with a celebrity for the first time or a new artist to put that shit away. Right. You know, it's like you don't want to walk in on your phone because it's a sign of weakness. You want to walk in, you want to make eye contact, you want to sit with them, and you want to be one-on-one with them.
Your voice sounds so funny. I know it's in his head
like
because before we started this podcast, he's like, "Does my voice sound funny?" I'm like, "Do you sound normal? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "My voice sounds funny. I don't know what's going on with my voice." And now it's happy. I'm like,
dude, I think it's just, I've been on like 1,000 phone calls this week for this Blink stuff.
Jesus Christ.
And just like, I did the podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I was yelling in my sleep. I don't even know it. But
Veronica.
Mom, meatloaf.
Sorry. Go on with what you're saying. That is really.
So yeah, I think that's the best piece of advice I can give to somebody who's looking to work with an artist at that level is just to listen and give them your attention.
Right.
And someone also DM'd me today asking, what did they ask? They asked, how do you approach relationships? Like if you want someone's time or if you want a mentor, or you want somebody's relationship. Yeah. And I think the best way to approach it is ask for 5 minutes. Don't go in asking for an hour. Don't go in asking for a job. Ask for 5 minutes. And if there's a genuine connection, a genuine relationship there, then that 5 minutes will turn into an hour without you even asking for the hour.
Right. If you broke down 5 minutes, okay, like if you were going to go and you got 5 minutes to someone that, I don't know, that you've been looking up to or would like to work with or whatever, even go back in the day, we've talked about with Anthony Mandler, like you got a chance to go sit down and have coffee. Like how would you, when you look up to someone, you finally get that moment to break that 5 minutes down, what would be like your approach to it, to make sure you make the best of it, to make that connection start to happen?
I think for me, you want to focus on relatability, because in my mind, relatability equals rootability. So that what that means is that if I can relate to you, then I'm going to want to root for you.
Right. I love that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, relatability equals rootability. So when people approach me and we're able to make a genuine connection in the first 5 minutes and I can relate to you on a human level, then I'm going to want to root for you. That's just how psychology works.
Damn.
So don't front. A lot of people go in, they front, like, that's like one of the, fallbacks is you front and you act like you're a big shot.
Right.
Or the opposite, and you just kind of like clam up. But I think you just have to be yourself and know that this people's time is valuable. So, get in there and have it in mind what you want to talk about.
No, that's fucking great. God damn. What did you just say? What's the line? I just blanked on it.
Relatability equals rootability.
Rootability. Damn, that's a fucking fire line.
If I can relate with you, then I'm going to root for you.
Yeah, facts, hands down.
Like how many people like hit you up who are from the Midwest, and like just the fact that they can relate on that level and they see you working with artists like Jay-Z and Beyonce, like they root for you. I see them in your DMs all the time. It's like they want you to win.
Right. Yeah.
So as long as you can stay relatable to people, people are going to want you to win no matter what. So that's why it's important just to be humble. It's important just to keep your head down and do the work.
Yeah, and connect with people.
Yeah.
Wrapping this up, what's you've been, obviously you said at the top you've been watching like masterclasses. Is there anything else that you would like to suggest to people of ways that they can kind of kill time in this quarantine period? I mean,
for me, I think the best thing you can do right now is to create a schedule for yourself. Like I still set an alarm every morning. And I know some people might be the opposite. They're taking a little bit of time off and that's okay. But I think it's important to create a schedule for yourself and don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay to take an hour to play video games if you want. Like, it's okay to go for an hour-long walk if you want. Things that you felt like weren't okay before this time and you used to think were a waste of time, like take that time to yourself, but create the schedule. Wake up, get a workout in. That's what I do first thing when I wake up, get those endorphins going. And every time I do that and get those endorphins going with the workout in the morning, the rest of my day, I just feel so much better.
Right.
And the days I don't get that workout in, I feel it. I feel like shit. So for me, that's the first most important thing. And if you can make that schedule for yourself and create those time slots where, okay, for this hour, I'm going to listen to podcasts. From this time to this time, I'm going to, read 50 pages in this book or whatever it is. And then I'm going to watch watch my favorite show for an hour. All that's okay. But I think you just have to have a system in place for yourself so that you don't fall off the rails or fall off track.
Right. No, I love that. That's interesting. That's kind of like the reality of when I get off tour and your life is a system and it's pretty dialed to like, what you're going to do every hour. And then you get home and there's no schedule and shit throws you off 100%.
I mean, it's so easy just to not do shit right now. Like it's so easy just to go sit on your couch and fucking with a bag of chips. And then before you know it, 10 hours goes by and then you're just depressed.
Yeah.
And then you're not putting that energy into your work. And this is such a valuable time right now as creatives to be able to put that time into your work and reflect and think about the kind of content you want to put out when this is over with. Because it's going to be over with at some point. And when it is over with, everyone's going to want content. Everyone's going to need creatives like us to be able to put that energy back out into the world and bring everybody back up. So use this time to really think about like, what's your next move going to be?
Right. Damn. Well said, my friend. Well said. I appreciate your time. Anything else you want people to, I'm going to leave links to your social on the bottom, but what else do you want?
Yeah. So the link to the Blink-182 campaign, I'm not sure when this video drops, but it's in my bio. It'll be up for the next. Cool. So the link to the Blink-182 campaign is in my bio right now. If you go to @Andrew_Sandler, you'll see it in my bio. I think just do your best to stay up, and as creatives, reach out to other creatives. I think that's another thing that we didn't touch on, but like, we're all going through this together, and like, let's bring each other up, and let's check in on each other, check in on your friends, check in on creatives, challenge each other to do stuff. Call up your friend and watch masterclass at the same time, and then talk afterwards about what was your favorite parts of it. Like, let's figure out new ways that we can really engage each other and challenge each other to use this time to the best that we can right now.
Well said. I have nothing else to say. Fire as fuck.
Cool.
All right, cool, bro. Thank you.
All right, thanks, dude.
Thank you, Andrew Sandler, for coming on the show. We appreciate it every single time. Hope your throat gets better, bud. Make sure to follow Andrew and all the guests, Cal and Josh, on all their social platforms. Links are going to be in the description, obviously. Support these people. These creators need your support, as we do. And you can do that on Patreon, patreon.com/blackwindowcream. By donating, you help us keep these lights on and allow me to record shit like this, which is cool, because I like doing this. I think it's helpful. We appreciate you guys. Make sure to check out the replay. I'm just gonna turn off the music. I'm done doing this shit. I don't even know if I'll do the music anymore in the next episode. To be determined. Let me know in the comments. Comment if I should keep doing the music in the intros, because I think it's funny, but I'm also tired. So love you all to death. Watch the replay. Links in the bio. And keep fucking creating, quarantine or not.